This video will discuss shortened citations using the Chicago referencing style. When you read a source that uses footnotes, you will notice that some of the footnotes will have all the information listed, but some footnotes will be shorter. These are called shortened citations. If you are citing from the same source multiple times, it can be tedious to include all the information every single time. So you can reduce that repetition and make your footnotes tidier with shortened citations. Let's go back to an example of what footnotes look like on a page. You can see that all the footnotes will appear at the bottom, or foot, of a page. When we take a closer look, we can see a number of different sources listed in the footnotes. In particular, you may notice that the second footnote is a shortened version of the first footnote that's listed. We'll go through this together in more detail. Whenever you cite a source for the first time, you will always want to provide the full information. I'll highlight each part of the citation so you can see how it all breaks down. So first, we've got our authors, or in this case, editors, listed first. So Anne-Marie Kilday and David Nash. We have the title in italics, Law, Crime, and Deviance since 1700, Microstudies in the History of Crime. In round brackets, we have the publication information, which includes the publication city, so London, the publisher, Bloomsbury Academic, and the date, 2016. And we have the page range or pages as well. But what if I want to cite the source again? I could type all the information again if I want to. But to save a little bit of space, I'm going to use a shortened citation. So for a shortened citation, you will usually just include the surnames of the authors or editors, the title, or a shortened version of the title, if it's longer than 4 words, and then whatever the relevant page number is. That's usually enough information to help your readers find the source. So in this example, Anne-Marie Kilday and David Nash are just Kilday and Nash. Law, Crime, and Deviance since 1700, Microstudies in the History of Crime simply becomes Law, Crime, and Deviance, though again in italics. And then we have the page number listed right after. Now, if you are citing a particular source multiple times in a row, you can shorten the citation even further by just including the author or authors along with the page number. This can only be done for the last item cited. If it's not, then you will need to include a fuller footnote that at least includes a shortened title. We're going to see this example here. Our first footnote here includes another source from Kilday and Nash, Shame and Modernity in Britain, 1890 to the present. We're citing this for the first time, so we include the full information. In the second footnote, we will just have Kilday and Nash, followed by the page number. We're citing this same source again, so we have that same format. But in the fourth footnote down, we are actually citing Law, Crime, and Deviance, so we need to include the shortened title in addition to the author's surnames and the page number. In the next footnote, we're citing Law, Crime, and Deviance again, so we can include the shortened citation without the title. And then again, we're citing Shame and Modernity, so we'll need to include that shortened title. Don't worry if this is a bit overwhelming. If you'd rather play it safe and include the shortened title in all your shortened citations, that's perfectly fine. But this is something you can do to make your footnotes a little less cluttered. If you've used different citation styles before, you've probably heard of ibid, which means in the same place, to indicate repeat citations similar to our last example. In the current edition of Chicago, ibid is actually discouraged in favor of shortened citations. The reason for this is because ibid was seen as potentially confusing to the reader Plus, many shortened citations are only one line anyway, so using ibid doesn't save that much space in the long run. Now, your lecturer might be okay with ibid, in which case, great. But the official Chicago stance is to use shortened citations rather than ibid. To learn more about Chicago referencing, watch the other videos in this series or visit the relevant course resource help page for your subject.